Hey y'all, you see that? Y'all know what time it is. I've got the canner out and I'm going to water bath can apple butter. So let's talk about the recipe to make the apple butter before it's ready for canning. There is a half cup of water I started with, and I used a half peck of apples. Now, as far as the weight, how many pounds that is, a half peck goes by volume, but if I'm not mistaken, it roughly equates to 6 pounds of apples. Now, my apple yield off of my trees was not stellar this year at all. So I did go to my orchard and I got some Honeycrisp apples. So half cup of water, 5-6 pounds of apples peeled and cored and chopped up. It doesn't have to be tiny dice, just roughly chop them up, throw them in there. And then I used a cup and a quarter of granulated sugar, a cup and a quarter of brown sugar. I used about 4 teaspoons of 4 teaspoons of cinnamon, 2 teaspoons of ground ginger, and I started out only putting in a 1/4 teaspoon each of ground clove and nutmeg. I did add a smidge more halfway through the cooking process. So taste as you go along, add more spice if you need to. It's better to start with a little bit of spices and add more than obviously adding too much and then it's just way too overpowering. This cooked in my crock pot for 12 hours. And then once that was done, it went in the fridge because the day, I was tired anyways. The next day I brought the crock pot back out. I turned it back onto high. I let it start boiling again. And then I took the lid and I lifted the lid off and I literally let it go with little vents until it really reduced and got thick. You want that moisture, you want it to reduce, you want it to thicken. Otherwise you end up with more just overcooked applesauce or baby food instead of apple butter. Once it got nice and thick, I went in with the immersion blender and got it all beautiful and smooth. And I mean, it tastes so good. And then, yeah, it went back in the fridge again because tired. Long days, y'all know. So now it's out and I'm going to water bath can it. So it's going to go into a pot and I'm going to bring it to a boil. Make sure it's all nice and hot. I have my kettle with water because when you water bath can, you need 1 inch of water over the top of those cans, or jars rather, in your canner. I've got water here boiling because I need to wash and sterilize my lids. I'm going to warm my jars and then I will bring y'all back when I fill jars and get the canner. All right, y'all. This is heated to simmer boiling basically, and I let it cook a good 5 minutes just to make sure it's perfectly heated through. My jars are warm. Now my canner fits, what is it, 8 pints? I've only got 5 out because obviously there's no way that's gonna fill 8, I don't think. So I'm starting with 5, and whatever space needs to be taken up in the canner, jars are in there, and everything's getting covered with water. I washed this real quick and filled it up with water because again, we are water bath canning. So 1 inch of water over them jars. Everything is sterile. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to fill my jars and leave about a 1/4 inch of headspace. Maybe a little more, maybe more closer to a 1/2 inch, but bare minimum 1/2 inch, closer to a 1/4 inch is way better. So I'm going to fill these and then I will bring you all back when I'm going to get them into the canner so you can see how that goes as far as the water bath. Oh, and let us not forget vinegar. Do not forget to clean the rims, and then a lid. Now, as far as putting the band on, you're going to place it on. You want it just till you meet resistance and no further. Tight enough, but not over tight. Another thing, okay, the bubbler. This is thick, but it is a liquid. So as far as what I do, this is for entertainment purposes only. That's it. Okay, I'll bring y'all back when they go in the canner. Okay, so canner. Now this is an electric canner. A lot of you know this. A lot of you can go, or if you don't, many of my prior canning videos, I explain this canner. It is a digital pressure canner. It does pressure canning, water bath canning. So obviously there are 3 jars that did not get filled, but they are full of water. And we've got our apple butter ready to go in. So in it goes. Now I have my kettle with water and another pan. So we need 1 inch of water over these. All I did was boil water. So I don't think we're going to need all of the water I boiled, but let's do a check. Yeah, we're good. So now again with my canner, it's on. We need to get to the locked position, and now it's going to come up to temperature, and it is going to water bath them for 10 minutes. Then it'll have a cool down, it'll beep, it'll let me know it's done, and I will bring you guys back when I remove our jars from the canner. All right, so it just beeped, and as you see, it has a 5-minute cool down. 1 minute's already passed. It's still sputtering and doing its thing. It's cooling. So here in a few minutes, it'll be time to take them out. All right, so it's done. Let's open it up. Always open your canner away from you, because that water and that steam, whoo, let me tell you, steam burns are real. All right, everything looks good in there. All right, let's take a look. Really, really good. So this made a total of 5 pints. The price of jars, I was not going half pints, y'all, because yeah. So there they all are. Now they set for 24 hours and cool. Make sure our lids seal, the bands come off. I wipe them down just where the band was. Well, I mean, you can wipe the whole jar with vinegar, and then they go into storage. Apple butter is amazing on waffles, pancakes, biscuits, toast, bagels. It is really, really magnificent. If you're making cheesecake, when you pour your cheesecake into the crust before it goes in the oven, take, I don't know, ½ cup. and swirl this through. Oh, it is amazing. So yeah, there it is. Apple butter. Stay busy, y'all.